breakfast with my friends of chapati and beans and Irish potatoes.
I prefer taking a juice.
Yeah, it's a meal left over from the previous night. I prefer eating heavy in the morning.
Hello everyone, I am Dora Momani. I am the founder of the Nutritious Agriculture Network. A few weeks ago, we asked young people who were going for a social Sunday event what they considered to eat for breakfast. I recall some extreme responses. One lady said she eats sweets just to boost her sugar levels as she waits for lunchtime. Today, the young girl is married. I hope she doesn't give the hubby sweets for breakfast. Another one said they eat African indigenous vegetables and ugali for breakfast. Wow. So breakfast is basically the food that we consume after a long fast. It is very crucial and it is a key indicator for a healthy living. Breakfast is one of the very significant meals during the day, and good breakfast is indispensable, especially for people who are growing, especially young children and adolescents. They need this to uphold appropriate fitness. But then, what does a typical healthy breakfast constitute of? Today, joining us is Brenda. She is called Brenda Ruto. She is a food scientist and nutritionist by profession. She is also a researcher. Brenda is a lecturer at Thika Technical Training Institute. And yeah, she is a YouTuber. Welcome, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Dora. Thank you for this platform.
So, Brenda, today we are talking about breakfast, healthy breakfast. What do you think, being a researcher over these years, what do you think a good breakfast should constitute of?
So, a good breakfast should contain portions from different food groups. These are milk, 1 cup of milk, fruits and vegetables, like a quarter cup of fruits, also the cereals and grains. And remember that the grains should be whole grain.
I wish it was breakfast time. Brenda, I also think a good breakfast can constitute of a cold dry cereal. You can do 3/4 of a cup of cold dry cereals, and if you choose, you can add milk. Brenda, what else do you think?
I also think that you could also have a half a cup of hot cooked cereal or pasta.
I know we are all rejoicing, like, yeah, that is what I have been doing. But remember, the bread you're choosing to eat, or the cereals, or the grains should be whole grain, or they should be made or baked from an enriched flour that is whole grain, remember. So, bottom line, what me and Brenda are trying to tell everyone is that a good breakfast should be able to deliver adequate amounts of a protein, a fiber, minerals, vitamins, and other micronutrients with very nominal, or you can say minimal amounts of sugars and fats, particularly those coming from processed food groups.
There are factors influencing breakfast consumption. Which factors are these?
Yeah, I think I could say the time factor really influences what people choose to eat for breakfast. Most people, especially in the urban areas, are characterized by a fast-paced kind of lifestyle. So most will ask me, "Hey Dora, I don't have time to prepare all that you're saying that constitutes a good meal." So time is really a factor that we should consider that affects our breakfast intake. I also think that our family structures or the family setups where we grow in influence our breakfast consumption patterns. For instance, a young child growing up in a family where parents do not prioritize consumption of breakfast, when the child grows up into adolescence and into adulthood, they will not have any reasons to prioritize breakfast even at their own homes. So, Brenda, can you tell us what your recent breakfast routine looks like?
Thank you. So, My breakfast usually contains of a protein source, for example, milk or eggs. I also have a fruit such as bananas. In case I don't have those, I could have a root tuber like the common duma or the sweet potatoes. If I don't have that, I could have leftover food from the previous meal.
Interesting, Brenda. I want to visit you for breakfast one of these fine days.
You should. You'll really eat a well balanced breakfast.
Nice. And can you give us your experience before you chose to eat breakfast consistently and in a healthy way? Can you give us your previous breakfast routines?
I can say that my breakfast routine previously was not so healthy, and I noticed that by the way my body was. I can say that right now my body is better. I feel better, and at previously I used to skip breakfast because of my busy schedule. So skipping breakfast would make me later, let's say at 10 a.m. I would start eating junk food, just something I found. So you see, like I don't even have time to ensure that my breakfast is balanced and healthy. So I can say that my breakfast was really, my routine was really bad, and I'm glad that I transformed.
Oh, Brenda, I feel like judging you, a nutritionist with that kind of schedule. But clearly, Mganga Hajigangi, we are glad that you have a new breakfast routine.
Yeah, you can also have a healthy breakfast routine. You can choose to, and as you've seen, what we are talking about is just the common things that you can find. So choose to have a healthy breakfast routine.
Thank you. So, a healthy breakfast or a good breakfast has a number of benefits, and me and my colleague Brenda are going to break down these benefits to you. One, it promotes superior mental performance, or you can say better remembrance. This is because a healthy breakfast will improve your sugar levels or your sugar tolerance, and also whole grains that you consume during breakfast, and these foods have low glycemic index. That means the amount of glucose released to your body is gradual, unlike when you consume fast foods or processed foods.
Breakfast consumption also leads to enhanced nourishment of the body. So that means that when you consume your breakfast, you will consume a range of nutrients such as carbohydrates, protein, fiber, calcium, iron, and the B vitamins such as the folic acid, thiamine, riboflavin, and also the vitamins such as vitamin A, C, and E.
Most people who want to reduce weight, interestingly, choose or they opt out of breakfast, thinking that is a good way of reducing weight. But breakfast has been shown successfully to reduce weight. Those who avoided breakfast have been shown to have a higher BMI compared to those who consumed whole grain foods for breakfast. Consuming ready to eat breakfast cereals, they give you a range of macronutrients that are required for reducing obesity. And also, these breakfast cereals that are whole grain have a low glycemic index, enabling a slow release of glucose into the bloodstream, something that people with a higher BMI or that are obese require.
Breakfast consumption also leads to noticeable hunger satisfaction. This is especially when you consume whole grain foods. So, whole grain foods will lead to satiety. So, you'll feel full for a longer period of time. And because of that, it will result in control of total calorie consumption in the day. So, that means that you'll have a healthy routine.
So, of course, you've woken up one morning and you feel like you don't have energy to start your day. And the solution is breakfast, because breakfast consumption is related with increased in energy in your body, and therefore you have what to spend. You have the energy to spend throughout your morning until you're able to get the next meal.
Finally, breakfast consumption has a positive effect on women's health. So there's a condition called dysmenorrhea. So dysmenorrhea, as you know, is a condition that is characterized by things such as cramps and passing of clothes. So women who consume breakfast show low indications of dysmenorrhea.
We have mentioned a whole range of benefits that somebody could get when they consume breakfast. But interestingly, we still skip breakfast in our day to day routine because of various reasons, and some that we have mentioned throughout this video. So, we want now to highlight the dangers of skipping a breakfast meal. And one danger of skipping breakfast is that when you skip your morning breakfast, it causes you to seek, or your body chooses to compensate the rise in energy that it didn't have in the morning. Therefore, you'll find yourself eating more to compensate what you lost in the morning.
Also, skipping breakfast might lead to an increased BMI, that is the body mass index. This is because skipping breakfast weakens the fasting lipids. So there's no breakdown of fats, and also it leads to low insulin sensitivity.
In addition, not consuming breakfast for young children and adolescents and students in school, they will have an inadequate memory and also a low academic performance. Also, if you do not consume enough breakfast, you are likely not to meet the energy requirements that you need to kickstart your day. Brenda.
So skipping your breakfast also means that there will be low consumption of nutrients that are important for the body. These nutrients are things such as carbohydrates, proteins, and the minerals such as the iron and calcium, and also the zinc and vitamins such as the B vitamins, the folate, thiamine, riboflavin, and also the fat soluble vitamins such as the vitamin A, D, E, and K. Omission of breakfast has also been associated with increased disease risks. These diseases include obesity, diabetes, and coronary heart diseases. So, with all this knowledge on the benefits and the effects of skipping breakfast, I don't think there's any reason why we should skip breakfast. Do you think so, Donna?
I don't think I have any reasons whatsoever to skip breakfast. We've had a very long but very fruitful conversation with my colleague Brenda, and I just want to give us a recap of what we have been saying. First, breakfast has a positive effect on our health, such as it improves our daily routine, our cognitive function, our memory recall, especially for children. It improves the academic performance, and of course, it improves the women health. However, we have also seen that skipping breakfast risks increasing obesity or our body mass index. It also reduces our activity or performance throughout our typical days. And we should also note that a healthy breakfast has to consist of a protein, a fiber, it has to have less sugars and fats, especially from heavily processed foods. The breakfast also needs to have vitamin, a mineral, and all these nutrients constitute a healthy human being or a healthy body that is active and ready to begin your day. Are you wondering where you will get all these whole grains or these foods that are whole grain or that are enriched? Do not worry anymore, because IPOP Africa, an initiative I am leading, has got you covered. In IPOP Africa, we provide you with convenient, nutritious, affordable whole grain flours. We also give you healthy snacks as well as breakfast cereals. You will get a whole range of these to choose from. You will get snacks from indigenous grains to Kenya, such as the finger millet, pearl millet, the white sorghum, as well as the red sorghum, amaranth, wheat, and of course the maize we are used to. you will get all these with us. I think Brenda here has had an experience with purchasing products from our company, and let's hear her experience.
That's very true, Dora. I've consumed a number of times products from IPOP Africa, and I can say that you can snack without guilt. They are whole grain. You can also have a good snacking experience because they are oil free. And of course, we have to support Kenya. IPOP Africa uses indigenous grains from Kenya. Eat,
Yes,
eat
eat
Africa,
Africa, eat
eat
Kenya,
Kenya,
and eat
eat guilt
guilt
free
free
with
with
us.
us. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. I also want to remind you that I'm a Kenyan YouTuber, so please, I'd really appreciate if you support my channel. My channel is called Brenda Ruto, Ruto with double T. I think it will be placed somewhere here. And I just do lifestyle videos. So if you're here for the fun and a bit of knowledge, please subscribe to my channel and join the family. Thank you.